Hey, beautiful souls, are you a student on the cusp of your counseling journey? Or maybe even a seasoned professional working for somebody else but dreaming of launching your very own private practice? If so, I would love for you to join my incredible coaching membership today. It's tailor made for therapists just like you, offering step by step support 24/7 because you know what? We're in this together. Plus, I've even got courses and CPD trainings included to help fuel your growth. I know, I love it so much, and I hope you do too. Discover the path to your dream private practice your way. Dive into the supportive community and get some quick guidance, accountability, and real connections. It's your business, and I've got your back. So join me now and make your dreams a reality. Head over to my website today. The link is in the show notes, and the membership is called Private Practice 101. I'll see you there. Bye. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Private Practice with Soul podcast. This is the first podcast for counselors that just don't align with the traditional approaches to business and that want to use their spiritual gifts, talents, and interests to create, you guessed it, a private practice with soul. So, look, leave it to me to provide you with everything you need, including strategies that you can use to increase your income, reduce your workload, and of course, increase inquiries and referrals to your beautiful soul-led private practice. I love it so much. If you haven't done it already, grab your journal, grab your pen, and let's begin. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Private Practice with Soul podcast. So pleased to have you here today. And guess what? It is such a really great day. I don't know about you, but I've been in a little bit of a lull. I think it was last week I was just having trouble with my mojo. And then I said to my girlfriend a day or so ago, hey, I think it's all coming back to me now. But so much has been happening that I want to check in with you about. I want to know, what's your energy been like lately? I mean, as you just heard, mine was in a little bit of a lull, but then all of a sudden I enrolled in 4 different courses. I enrolled in a course, I think I mentioned in the last episode, on working with your money mindset. I've enrolled in, a course all about trauma and the nervous system and nervous system disorders and things like that. I enrolled in another course around business, of course, because I always want to be updating my skills around business so that then I can, of course, pass that information on to you. And what else did I enroll in? Something else. Oh, a course for vision boards. So I'm so excited about all of this. So it's like all of a sudden, all my mojo came back, everything, all the ducks are lining up again. Such a terrible saying, isn't it? Because anyway, I never believe that your ducks are always lined up. I think that's what people say when they're avoiding taking action on things, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, things seem to be falling into place and it is gorgeous weather. But I want to share with you like a little realization that I had. I was working through a clarity journal recently and it was full of journal prompts that were designed to help you get clear on what it is you really want in the business. So I work with this journal maybe twice a year because it's quite long. It's 78 pages. It's quite long and it is a marathon to do it. So Buddy went off to doggy daycare yesterday and then I went to a little cafe. It's a cafe and a florist and it's all pink and white and lots of natural woods everywhere and whitewashed furniture and it's really beautiful. So I went there and I had a croque monsieur for my breakfast with a little almond flat white decaf and a glass of water and I just sat there with my Remarkable. I downloaded my journal onto the Remarkable and I just sat there and it was so nice to do that. I sat there for a couple of hours and then went and moved the car, went down to the beach and sat by the beach and did the rest. And one of the things that I realized was I am actually very clear on what I want to do and I am actually very clear on how I need to be showing up and what I need to be doing. So this time around there weren't too many breakthroughs. Usually this journal always opens something up for me and I can see something from a fresh perspective, but this time it was interesting because I was like, okay, so basically I am on track and basically I've pretty much got everything I've ever dreamed of, which as I got older in life became less and less and less. The thing that I value most in the whole entire world now is my time. and my freedom, the freedom that comes with having time. And so when I was filling out these journal prompts and saying, if you had your best practice ever, and well, not practice, it's like if you had your best business ever, and you were doing, all your dreams had sort of come true, what would you be doing? And I thought, and then it was like, what would your work day look like? And then as I was writing everything down, I kind of felt so suddenly aware that I've kind of already got almost everything I've ever wanted. And it was weird being in that space, but kind of good. Weird because I've always felt like I'm striving, like I always feel like there's more. What is it? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? So to sit there and realize, I actually have pretty much 90% of everything I ever wanted was so interesting. And the other thing that came through that was really interesting was it asked, what would be different? What would I have more of in my life that I don't have now? And the theme of luxury came up. Now, that really surprised me because, well, I've always considered myself to be somebody who's pretty frugal. Like, I do enjoy shopping on Facebook Marketplace. I do enjoy shopping on eBay. I do enjoy going to the factory outlets. I love the hunt. I love finding treasure, all those kinds of things. But it was really interesting to see that there's this part of me that's like, yeah, we want a bit of luxury now. I'm thinking, okay. So I was kind of thinking about that last night, and I don't know about you, but like I'm so aware of my money. That's why I enrolled in this money mindset, money training sort of stuff. And I've even asked the ladies in PP 101, hey, do you want to do a bit of money mindset work too? And they're all saying yes. So I'll share things that I'm learning there. But what was I going to say? Oh, I just lost my train of thought again. I was so bad at doing that. Anyway, and so I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to take money out of my savings and I am going to finish that project that I started 2 years ago in the backyard. So beside my house, I bought a spa. Now, I love a spa. So I bought this spa. It's brand new. It's been there for 2 years. I've just been too scared to fill it up because I've been scared of the power bill and scared of this and scared of that and scared of my own shadow and all the things. But anyway, I filled it up probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And would you believe I left it running for 3 weeks? So imagine the anxiety that I was feeling when I got the water bill from Southeastern Water. Thank you very much. But guess what? Wasn't that bad. And guess how scared I was to open up the electricity bill. I was pretty scared, but guess what? It didn't make a dent in the electricity bill, and I thought, how can that be? But turns out, like, I got some top of the range, don't know what you say there, but I got this really cool spa that's like so energy efficient, so it barely uses any energy. And so then I was like, okay, so the universe is telling me I can have this little bit of luxury. So anyway, I was thinking I want to turn the spa back on, especially because this week it's meant to be like good spa weather. And then I thought, well, I need to do something about some privacy screening because it's got like a little pool fence around it, but you can see right through. And I don't want my neighbours seeing me climbing in and out of a spa. It's not very ladylike, okay? And I just want to enjoy my time without worrying if people are watching me. So I'm a bit funny like that. But anyway, so I thought, no, I'm just going to bite the bullet and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to get some other tasks done as well. So I went and got myself a handyman, and we met this morning, and he's just lovely. He's from Petersburg in the UK, and so's his girlfriend, and they were just so nice. We went down to Bunnings. I got some roller blinds. I got fencing, a brush fencing to go on the inside of the pool fence just to look a little bit natural and, blah, blah, blah. And I saw some chairs that I really liked, and a fire pit that I really liked, and I'm just going to go crazy. And I saw a pergola that I really liked. So I just thought I'm going to get everything on my wish list. And anyway, so I know it's all happening and it feels really good. It feels like, well, they're things that needed to be done, but in another way, they're like kind of frivolous things, aren't they? Which is like a little bit of a luxury. So I feel like I'm kind of manifesting this luxury into my lifestyle right now. But I know it's not always possible for us to do stuff like this, but I want to share with you what I'm doing because I want you also to be able to experience some of this. So, when it comes to running your business, so it doesn't matter if you're in private practice for counseling or psychology or social work, or if you're running a business in yoga or music or art therapy or occupational therapy, speech therapy, whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're a coach, I don't know, but irrespective of all of that, the thing that I believe is most important and that usually shifts the needle for me when I'm in flow and I'm in the right space and everything is having a really clear intention. And I don't just mean like an intention for the business. So many people will tell you, what's your big intention and what's the impact that you want to have. They're all coaching things, right? They're nothing to do with really our work as healers, but they're from the coaching world. And you'll hear people say, I want to impact the lives of 1 million Australian women before the end of 2026. I'm just thinking, oh my goodness me. No. An intention is really about your focus. What do you really want to focus on in the business, and what do you really want to manifest or achieve, right? That's kind of your intention. And then what we want to do is try and, steer the business towards that direction every single day. So your intention, it's like on a GPS map. You have to know where you are now, and the intention is your destination. And then the days, every work day, is the space in between where you are now and the destination, which is your intention, right? But I know what it's like. I know and appreciate the challenges of staying focused in a world that's so full of distractions. Did I not just tell you that I've enrolled in 4 courses? And guess what? I just can't stop. I just seem to be in the space for wanting to consume and devour. I'm hungry like a wolf for all knowledge at the moment. So I'm sure by the end of the weekend, I'll probably have purchased another 1 or 2 courses. But anyway, it is so hard because we're confronted by things on our Instagram, on Facebook. We see things online. We hear about what other PD, for example, or other things people are doing, other courses, other resources, other things, and it gets all so exciting. But it can be overwhelming. And what can happen is we end up like starting things and not finishing them, or we buy things and then we never open them, or we download all the free PDFs and we never read them and stuff like that. So we get these very small little dopamine hits and we feel very, very busy because we're doing all of the things, and it's like up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, I'm happy. This thing sounds really amazing. Oh, I didn't read it. Oh, now I found this other thing. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I found this. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's really full on. It can be exhausting. And you feel like you're doing so much stuff, even, just being reactive to the day, like just jumping into, opening up the computer and jumping straight into emails, jumping straight into Facebooks, getting caught up in inboxing chats and stuff like that. It's tricky. It's a real task. And it can keep you in a loop of being busy because you're taking a lot of action, but it's not intentional and it's not conscious, meaning it's not really thoughtful in the sense that you're asking yourself, is this going to shift me in the direction that I need to be going today? So what I do is I use a dual approach of, I have 2 things. Number 1 is inner guidance, and number 2 is I have a few non-negotiable tasks, and I use these 2 things every single day. Okay. So, one of the things that I really wanted to share about was like just that power of inner guidance. So, as you know, years ago when I was a psychologist, I was having that difficult time with everything that was happening politically. And then I started to go within, not withdraw, but I started to go within, turn within. And I collected a whole lot of tools, and I did a whole lot of training around how to connect with my higher self, how to connect with my heart, how to connect with source. I did all the Joe Dispenza things. I did all of the things, right? And I found while they were all different, they all kind of were saying pretty much the same thing. And then I was able to create ways that worked for me for connecting with that inner guidance and, getting the answers that I needed for work from day to day. Now, I haven't read too much Brené Brown. For some reason, I just can't connect, and that's okay, because I know while I might not be able to connect with it now, it's not to say I won't next year or something like that. I know what I'm like. I connect, I dip in, I dip out. But when it came to learning how to connect with my inner guidance, what I did find really, really helpful was the work of Rebecca Campbell. So I did her program called Work Your Light. That was really, really helpful. I read every Gabby Bernstein book I did, and I did courses that she ran. I really, 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 really loved them. I did other courses as well, and it was just so helpful to learn about how connecting with your inner guidance can get you out of your head and back on path, because you're always on path. Okay. And this is the thing. When you work with your inner guidance, or you connect with Source or the Holy Spirit, or the universe, or, your high consciousness, whatever you want to call it, you get to work in alignment. And that's very different to what you might be doing now, what I certainly do from time to time, which is working hard. So there's a difference. There's working hard and there's working in alignment. Now, when you're working hard, that's when you're really busy and you don't turn off. Maybe you're thinking about work at breakfast time. You go to work, you're all about work, and then maybe you stay late or you come home, but you're not present because you're checking your email, or you're checking your Facebook, or you're checking Insta, or whatever it is, right? So, and you go to bed at night and you're thinking about the next day, or you're thinking about the business. So you're working hard and you're feeling tired, but you're wondering why you're not getting the results yet. How come other people are, but you're not? Well, one of the reasons that they might be getting the results and they're doing a lot less than you, which really doesn't feel very fair, but one of the reasons could be that they're just working in alignment with their path. They're working in alignment with the guidance that they're receiving. And so what that means is, and I think I touched on this before as well, is, we have this idea like you want to, like me on a busy day, I'm just going to go bloop, 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 and I'm going to react to everything that comes up and I'm going to feel exhausted. But will I have made a sale? Probably not. Will I have got a new client? Probably not. Will I have got new members into my groups? Probably not. But if I was working in alignment, I might only work 2 or 3 hours that day, but the work I do is going to be intentional, and it's going to be shifted towards the outcomes that I want. So it's that whole idea of 20% of the tasks that you do are responsible for 80% of the outcomes. So that's why it's really important to get out of this belief of like we've got to be working hard, otherwise it's not going to happen for us. It's not true. And as I'm learning about nervous system and nervous system regulation, it may be that for some people, working hard could actually be a little bit of a trauma response. Okay, it's just something to think about. But it's that whole have hyperregulation, hyperregulation, and it's associated with hyperregulation. It's this tendency to be busy, so that we can actually avoid doing other things. Okay, some people might say, I've got ADD or I've got ADHD. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe it's just we're avoiding doing something else, and so we get obsessive about doing all these other things that don't really count at the end of the day when it comes to getting the success that you want to see in your business. Anyway, it's so important to be able to tune into your intuition when you're making decisions, because you make better decisions when you're using both the strategy side as well as the intuitive side, right? We want to harmonize the masculine and the feminine. If we're only working from a masculine, we're probably never going to receive any results. If we're only working from the feminine, you're never going to have a strategy behind you to back you up and have those clear foundations, which means probably going to take a lot longer to get a result. So when we can have a strategy paired with your sense of intuition, which you get from tapping into your inner guidance, you just make better decisions. And those decisions are better because they get you better outcomes. They get them more quickly, they get them with less effort from you, and they give you back all of the things that you want, like time. Okay. Anyway, so that's like a little bit of the power of inner guidance from my perspective. the other thing that I wanted to elaborate on was non-negotiable tasks, because I did mention that I have two things. It's your inner guidance and these non-negotiable tasks. And I really believe that having non-negotiable tasks that you do every single day, paired with connecting with your inner guidance, is absolutely the backbone of success for your business. Okay. So a non-negotiable task is something that you're going to do every single day, right? So every single day, I've got tasks that are on my planner that I want to do. And sometimes I don't want to do them actually, but they need to be done because they are going to shift the needle for me. For example, there was a time, so my girlfriend and I, her name is Kim, we have our own private little space. Okay, we've got our own private little space online, and we go in there and we share what we're working on, and we support each other, and we try and keep each other accountable and things like that. And a few weeks ago, I was saying to her, I'm just going to dump in here everything that I'm doing sort of day to day, because I want to come back and look at it later on and see, number one, what results did I get? And number two, what was I doing that got me those results? So that's what I did. I went in that group almost every day, and I was updating like our little space, what I was doing and what results I was getting. And I found it really, really helpful to do that, because it showed me pretty quickly that one of the things that really helped me get better results in my private practice was tracking my numbers. Now, I do talk about this, but in reality, I guess sometimes you don't prioritize it because, well, sometimes I wasn't prioritizing it because it felt too hard. Like let's say I'm tracking income as a number, but you could track referrals, you could track inquiries, whatever it is you want to track. But I'll just use the example of income because we can all relate to that. But let's say it's income, and I've got money coming into Stripe, I've got money coming into the business bank account, I've got money coming into PayPal. So some mornings it's just like, oh, do I have to? Like, this just feels too hard. It just feels too heavy. It's too complicated. No, I think and I would do things like open up Stripe. And then while I was waiting for it to load, I would go in and check my messages. And then while I was in my messages, I'd see notifications pop up that people wanted to join my group. So then I'd go and deal with that. And then I'd move into my email because somebody asked me, did I get their email? So then I'd go check my email. And next thing you know, I'm seeing a client. And then after that, I'm writing up notes. And then it's like back to Stripe. And it's like, what was this? And so, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. Or I've got to log back into Stripe. And so while I'm sitting in front of my computer waiting for Stripe to load again, I'm on my phone now, waiting, killing time, and just scrolling through my Instagram. And I'm like, oh, that looks really good. I better buy that, or better save that. Can I afford this to a friend, So I was like scattered. But on the days where I had tracked my numbers, it was those days and those weeks that I got way better results, like significantly better results. Okay. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you to see the power of having a non-negotiable task in terms of getting you an outcome, but also understand that when you do stick to non-negotiable tasks, they save you from getting distracted, and they lead you to a really significant, powerful win for your business. So you've got to have some non-negotiable tasks. Okay. And the other reason why they're really good is because they just emphasize the clarity and the focus of your daily operations, right? So it's just like then everything else that you're doing is connected to them, and it just feels so good. So one of the things that I created was a little like planner page for myself, because it can be pretty difficult learning and finding your feet when it comes to merging your inner guidance with structured tasks. So merging the feminine with the masculine energies. Okay. But I found a way to do it that works for me, and I've shared it with the members of Private Practice 101 or PP 101. And it's really just so easy. This planner incorporates things like task prioritizing, inner guidance. It even includes moon phases, and so you can work with that energy. But it's really unique in that there aren't any other planners that I'm aware of that really simplify a very simple way of just like connecting with your guidance, matching it to the task, and setting your day up for success. It keeps you really grounded. It keeps you really calm. It keeps you really regulated. It keeps you feeling joyful because you're seeing results. It gives you all nice dopamine. It's so good. And yeah, I've been working with it. Well, probably I made it following the experiment that I did that I just told you about in the space that I share with Kim. Following on from that, I created it. But to be honest, I was already, trying to experiment with it on scrap bits of paper, putting things into my Google Calendar, stuff like that. So I just kind of formalized it a little bit. But by using it, just even over the last week, by using it, what's happened is everything's shifted. Everything's gotten easier again. I got my mojo back and I feel so much less distracted. Okay, so much less distracted. And, I'm so excited to, as I said, I've gifted it to all the lovely members of PP 101. If you're listening and you're in PP 101, you can go and grab it in your member portal. It's under New In. So you can get it there. It's just a tool to help you. If you aren't in PP 101, you can join and you can absolutely grab it, or you can buy it. I'll put the link in, or you can send me a message if you'd like to buy it, and I'll give you a link for where you can purchase that. But it's just so important to have a system that feels good and that generates results. Okay, because so many members of my different groups that I've got share similar experiences. They're doing so much work, they're feeling so exhausted, and they're doubting themselves. They feel like they're getting symptoms of imposter syndrome because they look around and people who started after them with fewer qualifications are getting better results and better outcomes, and they just don't understand why, and they feel like it's just not fair. What am I doing wrong? All the things. Okay, so that's why I created it, so that you can see exactly what it looks like to incorporate both the inner guidance and the strategy. You don't have to do as much of the work as you have been doing or that you think that you're doing, okay? So yeah, if you're in PP 101, I would love to encourage you to go and take a look and just consider how it could support you in your own alignment for success in your business, okay? But again, when you can combine and harmonize masculine and feminine energies, right? So in this case, it's inner guidance with some solid non-negotiable tasks. You're going to see results more quickly, tangible results in your private practice, whether that be inquiries, whether it be finding a new team member, whether it be pivoting your practice, all those kinds of things. So I'd really love for you to, I'd love to invite you to reflect on your own practices and just consider whether or not they might benefit from more intention and more structure. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Private Practice with Soul podcast today. I have loved it so much. If you're in PP 101, as I said, you've got access to that planner sheet. If you are not in PP 101, that's okay. You can hit pause, scroll down to the show notes. The link is in there for you. And if you don't want to be in PP 101, but you would like the planner sheet, let me know and I'll get you a link so you can grab it. Okay, yeah, but you don't pay for it if you're in PP 101. Anywho, have a wonderful Saturday and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. I hope that you loved this episode as much as I loved putting it together for you. To get more resources to help you in your private practice, head over to Instagram. My handle is @theprivatepracticecoach. And also, if you want more inquiries and referrals for your business, let me know. I have a program called Clients on Demand that opens every quarter, and I can absolutely get you some information for that as well. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. Bye.